really squoze them.
Why is it just old books that we're grabbing right now, Ben?
These are all my books.
Do you want to sort between things you want to get rid of right now? Like, just like books we might. My mom used to put me in a lot of dresses and a lot of pink stuff when I was younger, which was totally fine, you know, those colors are great, dresses are fun. But it was not really what I wanted. I really, really, really tried to fit into the image that my mom wanted because she would always dress me up in really girly stuff, and, you know, because I was a pretty little girl, and it was hard because my dad, you know, before I had cut my hair, August of 2019, I had asked him, I was like, can I cut my hair? And he said, no, only boys have short hair. I remember after I cut my hair, she said, you look so hideous, that is disgusting. And the more I explored the idea of being trans and that kind of stuff, I got more and more afraid. And in Utah already, there's not very many queer people ever, you know, I've got female anatomy, but I also have a deep voice and I look like a guy, and I started feeling really like just something so wrong with me. Why am I not one or the other, you know, because I don't have any surgeries or anything. And so my self-image started to feel really bad because as parts of me were changing to match the way I wanted to look, other parts were not. I find the most support when I need it from Ben and my friends.
Our friends have been very, very supportive, honestly. It'd be really hard without them, but he's come a long way. I think that his self-image is probably better than ever, especially being on testosterone. That really helps. It's really a lifesaver, having people who actually call you he, him, and support you through the transition can also really help with your self-image like that.
Don't forget that what you're doing is for you. You know, one of the things my dad would drill on me is, like, you know, he'd ask me, like, well, what's your end goal? I told him to feel more comfortable in my body. And he told me, that's not enough. What is your end goal? And I said, to feel more comfortable in my body. There's no ideal thing I want to be. There's no person I want to look like. It's just, I want to be happier with me, you know? And it's really easy to get wrapped up in the whole, most trans people want top surgery, most trans people want bottom surgery, most trans people do this, most people do that. Being trans is, you know, I mentioned this before, is not about going from one box to another. It's about being you. So I'm trying to work on being a little bit less hard on myself for not looking like a cis man does. But I don't need to, because, you know, I'm not a cis man. I'm